What if attraction had nothing to do with looks, wealth, or status, but everything to do with words? Think about it. Most people spend their lives trying to impress, chasing approval and talking just to fill the silence. They speak quickly, defend themselves constantly, and confuse noise for confidence. But the truth is, the more you chase attention, the more invisible you become. Real presence, the kind that makes people lean in, comes from calm, from control, from silence that speaks louder than words. The Stoics knew this centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Control your tongue, for it reveals your soul." What he meant was simple. Your words are not just sounds, they are signals of your state of mind. When you speak from fear, people feel your insecurity. When you speak from calm conviction, they feel your gravity. You don't attract others by performing, you attract them by being grounded, by choosing words that carry intention instead of impulse. Today, we'll explore 6 short phrases that shift how people experience you. 6 expressions drawn from Stoic wisdom that turn your presence into quiet power. So as you listen, don't just take notes. Feel each line. Notice what it awakens in you. Because the next time you open your mouth, the words you choose might not just change how others see you, they might change who you become. Comment below. I choose words that attract peace and respect. 1. Take your time. We live in a world addicted to speed. Everyone wants instant results, instant validation, instant connection. We rush to speak, to answer, to defend, as if silence itself were a threat. But every time you rush, you leak presence. You tell the world, I'm not in control. And that's why people stop listening. True power, true attraction, begins when you slow down. When your words come after thought, not from reaction. When you give yourself permission to breathe before you respond. Think about the last time someone challenged you in a conversation. Maybe they questioned your work, your choices, or your worth. Your heart sped up, didn't it? Your mind prepared its defense like a soldier drawing a sword. That's the instinct of the ego, to protect, to prove, to win. But a Stoic doesn't rush to prove anything. A Stoic observes first. They understand that reaction is the language of weakness, while restraint is the mark of strength. When you pause, when you say calmly, take your time, you're not giving control away. You're taking it back. There's something magnetic about a person who doesn't hurry. You can feel it in their voice. Low, steady, unshaken. In a world that rewards noise, they are a rare silence. People can't explain it, but they sense it. Calm confidence commands attention without ever asking for it. Marcus Aurelius called this inner stillness the fortress of the soul. When you slow down your speech, you remind people that you're operating from that fortress, not from impulse. Epictetus once said, if someone can anger you, they control you. The same is true of pressure. If someone can rush you, they control your rhythm. So the next time you're pushed to react, when someone tries to corner you with urgency, to make you answer now, don't fall for it. Just breathe and say, take your time. Those 3 words carry an energy most people have never felt, the energy of detachment. It tells the other person that your peace isn't negotiable, that you will not be moved by chaos. In business, this phrase disarms tension. In relationships, it creates trust. Imagine someone raising their voice, expecting you to mirror their intensity, and instead, you meet them with calm. You look at them and say, it's okay, take your time. Suddenly, their aggression has nowhere to land. You've just changed the energy of the entire room, without saying much at all. That's what mastery looks like. Not loud, not defensive, controlled. It's not easy. The mind will scream, say something. Don't let them think you're weak. But silence isn't weakness, it's composure. The one who can stay calm when others lose control becomes the anchor everyone unconsciously seeks. That's why leaders who speak slowly, who think before responding, are remembered long after louder voices fade. Their timing becomes their signature. Start practicing this in small ways. When someone interrupts, don't fight for space. Pause. When you receive a text that triggers emotion, don't type immediately. Wait. When you're asked a question in a meeting, look them in the eye, breathe, and begin slowly. Notice how the entire atmosphere bends toward your rhythm. You've just reclaimed the moment. The Stoics trained for this. They treated patience like a physical exercise. Seneca wrote that nothing proves the strength of a man more than his ability to wait. You can test it every day. In traffic, in conflict, in conversation, every pause is a small act of power. It's your way of saying, I'm not ruled by impulse. So remember this. Fast is reactive. Slow is intentional. Anyone can speak quickly. Only the grounded can speak slowly and mean every word. When you master your pace, you master perception. People will listen not because you shout, but because your silence before each sentence tells them, this person doesn't need to rush. They already know who they are. Take your time. Say less, mean more. In a world drowning in noise, your calm is the rarest music. 2. I understand your point. Most people listen to reply, not to understand. They treat every conversation like a battlefield, waiting for their turn to strike, to prove they're right. But here's the paradox. The more you fight to be heard, the less people actually hear you. Words lose their weight when they come from ego. That's why one of the most powerful sentences you can say, in any room with anyone, is simply, I understand your point. It doesn't mean you agree. It means you're in control. You've stepped out of the emotional current that pulls most people under. When someone argues, criticizes, or tries to provoke you, they expect resistance. They feed on tension. But when you respond with calm acknowledgement, you break the pattern instantly. The energy shifts. You become the stable one in a storm of emotions. That's presence, not reacting, but responding. Epictetus taught, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. To a Stoic, listening isn't submission, it's strategy. It's how you learn, how you observe, how you stay free from manipulation. When you say, I understand your point, you aren't surrendering your beliefs. You're signaling that your self-worth doesn't depend on winning, and ironically, that makes you win. People instinctively respect those who don't need to dominate to feel significant. Think of the last heated argument you had. Maybe at work, with a partner, or even with a stranger online. You felt that urge, that quick rise of adrenaline, the need to correct, to defend, to be right. What if, instead of fighting, you had paused and said those 5 words? I understand your point. Notice how that feels in your body just imagining it. The temperature drops. The mind clears. You move from reaction to awareness. That's what Stoic communication looks like. Emotional intelligence in motion. When you use this phrase, you do 3 things at once. You validate the other person's humanity, you protect your own peace, and you guide the conversation back to reason. You remove the emotional hook they were hoping to grab. Now you're not feeding conflict, you're feeding clarity. You're saying, I see you, I hear you, but I won't lose myself to prove something. This doesn't just work in personal conflicts. In leadership, it's magnetic. People follow those who make them feel understood, not judged. You don't need to agree with everyone, but showing understanding builds bridges where arguments build walls. It's how respect is earned without demand. Marcus Aurelius practiced this daily. His journal was full of reflections on patience, listening, and humility. He knew that understanding others doesn't weaken your position. It refines it. It allows you to separate noise from truth, to see what's behind people's words, fear, insecurity, pain. And when you understand that, compassion replaces arrogance. Calm replaces pride. That's when you begin to master social gravity, the ability to draw people in, not by force, but by safety. If you want to be unforgettable, make others feel seen. When someone feels truly understood, they associate that feeling of relief with you. They lower their guard, their tone softens, and a connection begins, not through charm, but through calm presence. So the next time someone disagrees, criticizes, or even mocks you, don't rush to correct them. Don't let their chaos become your language. Look them in the eyes, breathe, and say it. I understand your point. Then pause. Watch how silence works in your favor. You'll see confusion first, then respect. The Stoics never saw listening as weakness. They saw it as mastery of the mind. Because when you can hold space for another person's words without losing your center, you've already won the invisible battle. That's the kind of power that doesn't need to shout. Remember this. Reacting makes noise. Understanding creates gravity. You attract not by proving, but by perceiving. And the most magnetic words you can ever say are often the calmest ones. I understand your point. 3. That's interesting. Let me think about it. Most people believe that being quick means being smart. They rush to respond because silence feels like defeat. But the truth is, speed often hides insecurity. We answer fast to prove we know, not because we've actually thought. That's why the ones who take a moment before they speak often feel different. Their words land deeper. Their presence feels heavier. When you pause and say, "That's interesting, let me think about it," you do something most people are too afraid to do. You choose reflection over reaction. We live in an age of instant opinions. Social media rewards the loudest, not the wisest. Everyone has something to say, even before they understand what they're talking about. But the Stoics believed wisdom begins in the pause. Viktor Frankl, who carried Stoic thought into modern psychology, wrote, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our power to choose our response." That space, that pause, is where self-mastery lives. When someone gives you an idea, a critique, or even an insult, you have two choices: react or reflect. Reacting gives them control. Reflecting takes it back, saying, "That's interesting, let me think about it." Disarms them. It sends a message: you don't own my mind. I decide what enters and what stays. That calm confidence fascinates people because it's rare. It shows you don't need to prove intelligence. You embody it. Think about a moment when someone challenged you publicly. Maybe a coworker questioned your plan, or someone online attacked your opinion. The average person jumps to defend, to argue, to prove. But the Stoic looks, listens, and then simply says, "That's interesting, let me think about it." Notice how that changes the entire dynamic. Suddenly, you're not the one being cornered. You're the one holding the frame. You've just demonstrated emotional discipline, not defensiveness. This phrase gives you time to think, time to breathe, time to respond with clarity instead of chaos. And that space creates mystery. People start wondering what you're thinking, what you'll say next. In that pause, they feel your presence. They lean in. You've become the calm in their storm. Epictetus taught that it's not events themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them. The pause allows you to examine those judgments. Why did that bother me? Is it true? What's the wise response here? This habit separates the wise from the impulsive. It's mental training, every bit as disciplined as lifting weights. You're building the muscle of restraint. In a heated meeting, for example, when everyone's emotions run high, the one who pauses before speaking becomes the quiet authority. People sense they're not speaking from emotion, but from clarity. Over time, that becomes your reputation. The person who doesn't rush, doesn't crumble, doesn't over-explain. You respond with precision, not panic. Here's how you can practice this in your daily life. The next time someone gives you feedback, positive or negative, resist the urge to reply right away. Take a breath, nod, and say, "That's interesting. Let me think about it." Then actually think about it. Write it down. Give yourself an hour, a day, or even a week to reflect. You'll find that most things that once triggered you lose their power once time has passed through them. That's emotional alchemy, turning reactivity into reason. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You always own the option of having no opinion. Things don't have to be judged immediately." That's liberation. The freedom to delay judgment is the freedom to live with peace. Not everything demands your reaction. Some things deserve your silence. When you slow your response, you amplify your impact. Your words become deliberate, not desperate. You stop chasing approval and start earning respect. And that's the paradox. The less you rush to be understood, the more people listen when you finally speak. So the next time someone pushes you for an answer, remember, you owe no one an instant reaction. You owe yourself the truth that comes only after stillness. Smile slightly, look them in the eyes and say, "That's interesting. Let me think about it." Because real confidence isn't about knowing right away. It's about knowing yourself enough to take your time. 4. I respect that. In every conversation, there's a hidden tension, the desire to be right. Most people can't handle disagreement because their ego translates it as rejection. The moment someone says something that challenges their beliefs, they tense up, raise their tone, and prepare for battle. But imagine doing the opposite. Imagine looking someone in the eye, nodding slightly and saying, "I respect that." No anger, no defense, just calm acknowledgement. It confuses the insecure and fascinates the mature, because it shows that you're not here to win arguments. You're here to master yourself. Respect doesn't mean agreement. It means discipline. It means you've learned to separate your emotions from your principles. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." That line carries the essence of Stoic power. You can disagree without losing composure. You can stand firm without making others small. True respect is not weakness. It's the highest form of strength because it proves you don't need to destroy someone to validate your truth. When you say, "I respect that," you do 3 things. First, you de-escalate tension. Second, you signal confidence, because only the secure can respect opposing views. And third, you earn trust. People sense safety around you. They may not share your beliefs, but they'll remember how you made them feel. Seen, not attacked. That's influence at a psychological level. Subtle, grounded, real. Imagine a moment at work when someone dismisses your idea. Your instinct wants to react, to explain, to defend, to fight for validation. But instead you take a breath and say, "I respect that." Suddenly, the energy changes. You've removed the fire from the conflict. You're no longer battling, you're leading. You've shown emotional sovereignty, the ability to stand firm in peace. That's the kind of presence people trust in chaos. Respect is magnetic because it's rare. We live in a culture that mistakes loudness for confidence and sarcasm for intelligence. But a Stoic knows that stillness and humility outlast volume and pride. When you choose respect, you're silently reminding others that maturity isn't about dominating the conversation. It's about elevating it. You bring balance where others bring heat. Seneca once said, "It is the mark of a noble mind to be calm in argument." That doesn't mean you let others walk over you. It means you've mastered the art of selective engagement. You don't waste your energy trying to convert the unwilling or prove to the blind. You respond with dignity, then withdraw your energy gracefully. You don't chase closure. You create it through composure. Try this in your next disagreement. When someone says something you strongly oppose, don't interrupt. Listen fully. Nod. And when they finish, say, "I respect that." Let the silence do the rest. Often, they'll soften. Sometimes they'll ask what you think. And when you speak, your words will carry more weight because they'll come from a place of stability, not ego. Over time, this habit transforms how people see you. You'll become known as someone who doesn't get dragged into drama. You don't gossip, don't argue endlessly, don't let emotion dictate tone. You stay calm because your goal isn't to win today's debate, it's to build lifelong respect. That kind of consistency builds reputation faster than charm ever could. In relationships, this simple phrase can heal more than hours of arguing. "I respect that" tells your partner, your friend, or your colleague that you value peace over pride, that you choose understanding over ego, and that's the foundation of trust. So remember this: reacting might feed your ego, but respecting feeds your soul. The next time you feel the urge to interrupt, breathe, look the other person in the eyes, and say it slowly. "I respect that." Those 3 words don't make you smaller, they make you unshakable. Respect doesn't lower your power, it refines it. Because real power isn't about having the last word, it's about having the calm that makes words unnecessary. 5. I'll handle it. There's a rare kind of person who doesn't complain when things go wrong. They just handle it. No drama, no blame, no endless story about who's at fault. They see the chaos, take a breath, and step forward. You can feel the steadiness in their energy, like an anchor in the middle of a storm. That's the energy of responsibility. The quiet confidence that comes from knowing your peace depends on action, not excuses. And this entire energy can be summed up in 4 words. I'll handle it. Most people spend more time explaining why they can't than doing what they can. They outsource accountability, hoping someone else will fix it, save it, or lead it. But every time you say, "I'll handle it," you separate yourself from the crowd. You declare that you don't wait for permission to act. You're not dependent on circumstances or sympathy. You lead, quietly, effectively, stoically. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." That's the essence of this phrase. You don't talk about being reliable. You prove it through presence. You don't boast about strength. You reveal it through calm execution. When people panic, you plan. When others collapse under emotion, you center yourself in discipline. That's why the one who says, "I'll handle it," becomes the most trusted person in any room. Responsibility is magnetic because it radiates safety. In a world addicted to excuses, accountability feels like leadership. When you take ownership of problems, people instinctively move closer. They want to be around someone who doesn't fold when life gets messy. They sense your reliability. And reliability is the foundation of attraction. It's how respect is earned without words. Think of a time when something fell apart. Maybe a project at work, a family issue, or a sudden challenge in your personal life. While others panicked, there was a moment when you knew deep down, "I can handle this." You might not have said it out loud, but that quiet decision changed everything. It grounded you. It made others trust you. That's the power of emotional stability. The ability to stay calm when everyone else is reacting. The Stoics taught that the obstacle is not the end. It's the path. Each problem is a training ground for virtue. So when life throws something unexpected your way, don't curse it. Don't ask, "Why me?" Ask, "What can I do?" Then act. When you say, "I'll handle it," you transform difficulty into discipline. You move from victimhood to command. Seneca reminded his students that it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. How much time do we waste complaining about what could have been instead of building what can still be? Every complaint is energy you could have used to grow. Every excuse is a moment stolen from your own potential. Saying, "I'll handle it," is a declaration of presence, a refusal to waste another second blaming fate. Start small. When something minor breaks, fix it without a word. When someone forgets, cover for them once without resentment. When chaos appears, breathe and assess before reacting. Over time, this builds an identity that no external failure can shake. Because you've proven to yourself that you can face anything, the world will notice. It always does. People are drawn to those who take charge without noise. The next time someone comes to you in panic, don't join their chaos. Look them in the eye, nod once, and say calmly, "I'll handle it." Then do it. Don't over-explain. Don't dramatize. Just deliver. And when you're done, don't demand credit. Your silence will speak for you. In time, this becomes a way of life. You start trusting yourself on a deeper level. You stop fearing problems because you've faced enough to know you'll endure. That's the Stoic paradox. The more responsibility you take, the freer you become. Because control isn't about dominating others. It's about mastering your own response. So carry those words with pride. I'll handle it. Say them not as a performance, but as a quiet oath. Let them remind you that no matter what comes, you've faced worse, and you're still here. You don't need to convince anyone. You just need to act. Because while others talk about strength, you'll be the one living it. 6. It's okay, I've learned. There's a moment after failure that defines who you become next. It's that quiet second when the pain is fresh, when your ego wants to defend, when your pride wants to blame, and your mind whispers, "Why did this happen to me?" Most people stay there, in the spiral of regret and self-pity. But the Stoic takes a different path. They inhale, accept, and say, "It's okay, I've learned." 4 words that turn pain into wisdom and endings into beginnings. We live in a culture terrified of mistakes. Everyone wants to look perfect, to move without friction, to avoid the sting of failure. But the Stoics saw mistakes as sacred, as teachers that life sends to polish the soul. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." To say, "It's okay, I've learned," is to step fully into that truth. You stop running from the obstacle and start mining it for gold. Think of the last time something collapsed in your life. A project that failed, a person who walked away, a goal that slipped through your fingers. You probably felt that familiar burn of disappointment. The mind replayed every decision, every if only. But what if, instead of reliving the pain, you redefined it? What if you told yourself, "This didn't happen to punish me, it happened to prepare me"? That simple shift changes the entire trajectory of your story. When you own your lessons, you become emotionally invincible. People can sense it. They feel your maturity, your quiet steadiness. You no longer overreact because you've seen how temporary every loss really is. That calm after failure, that silent dignity, is what draws people in. It's not that you never fall, it's that you rise differently. Seneca said, "To err is human, but to persist in error is madness." The Stoic doesn't chase perfection, they chase awareness. Every mistake becomes data, every heartbreak becomes a mirror. Saying, "It's okay, I've learned," tells the world you're no longer at war with reality. You've accepted what is and turned it into what will be. In practice, this mindset changes everything. When someone criticizes you, you don't defend. You listen for the truth inside their words. When something ends, you don't beg for closure. You write down the lesson and move on. When you fail, you don't collapse. You recalibrate. Over time, your life becomes a series of evolutions instead of breakdowns. Picture yourself after a difficult meeting. Your idea got rejected, your plan dismissed. The old you would have ranted, questioned your worth, or carried that tension all day. The Stoic you steps outside, exhales, and says softly, "It's okay, I've learned." That's not denial, that's transformation. You're telling your nervous system, "I am safe, I am growing." Even in relationships, this phrase holds power. When someone hurts you and you release them without resentment, you free both sides. Forgiveness isn't forgetting. It's refusing to keep bleeding. "It's okay, I've learned," closes the wound without bitterness. It honors the lesson, not the loss. Epictetus taught that events themselves are neutral. It's our judgment that gives them pain or peace. So when life tests you again, and it will, pause before labeling the moment as bad. Ask instead, "What is this teaching me?" Then carry the lesson forward with composure. That's how wisdom is built. One scar, one insight, one acceptance at a time. People who live this way are magnetic in a different sense. Their calm after storms is contagious. Others look at them and think, "How do they stay so composed?" The answer is simple. They've learned to extract meaning instead of misery. They don't hide from reality, they reshape it through reflection. So the next time you stumble, fail, or lose something precious, resist the urge to dramatize. Sit in silence, breathe through the ache, and when you're ready, whisper it. "It's okay, I've learned." Because that sentence doesn't just close a chapter, it opens a wiser one. The world respects those who turn wounds into wisdom. Each time you say these words, you prove that your peace doesn't depend on outcomes. It depends on awareness. Failures no longer define you, they refine you. And that is the quiet beauty of a Stoic life. Not avoiding the fall, but rising so gracefully that even the pain starts to respect you. 6 simple phrases. 6 small adjustments that can quietly reshape the way the world experiences you. Take your time. I understand your point. That's interesting, let me think about it. I respect that. I'll handle it. It's okay. I've learned. They sound ordinary. But when spoken with intention, they carry the full weight of Stoic philosophy. Each one is a signal of calm control, a reminder that power doesn't live in dominance or noise, but in composure. These aren't tricks to charm people. They're tools to reveal your inner stillness, the kind of strength that doesn't need to announce itself. Every phrase begins inside you. You can't fake patience or understanding or respect. They're born from the discipline of self-mastery, from the daily practice of observing your impulses, questioning your reactions, and choosing peace over pride. When you master your words, you master your world. Because language isn't just communication, it's vibration. It shapes how people feel around you and how you feel about yourself. Marcus Aurelius said, "If it's not true, don't say it. If it's not kind, don't say it. If it's not necessary, don't say it." The Stoics believed speech should be a form of virtue, measured, meaningful, and merciful. Every word either builds your character or weakens it. So let your words be few, but let them be firm. Let them carry the kind of weight that only comes from a still mind. The next time you enter a room, remember, your tone, your timing, and your restraint are what people feel first. Don't chase attention. Don't rush to fill the silence. Let your presence do the talking. When you finally speak, do it with calm conviction, as if every word has been filtered through wisdom. Because it should be. These 6 phrases are more than social strategies. They're spiritual habits. They train you to slow down, to observe, to stay grounded in every interaction. The goal isn't to be liked, it's to be respected. And respect begins with restraint. So choose your words as a warrior chooses his sword. Rarely drawn, but precise when used. Speak less. mean more. Listen deeply. And when life tests your composure, remember, the Stoic doesn't react to the storm, he becomes the stillness within it. Comment below. My words attract respect, not attention. Because from this moment forward, every conversation is another chance to practice mastery. Not mastery over others, but mastery over yourself.